The year 1945 on 5th December, at 10 past 2 in the afternoon, 5 torpedo bomber aircraft of the U.S. Navy took off from Florida. This mission was called Flight 19. It was a 3-hour-long routine training mission. It wasn't anything special, they were simply flying to conduct their regular training missions. There were 14 crew members on the flight, led by their flight leader, a highly experienced pilot and war veteran. These 5 planes flew east from Florida. Everything was normal, the weather was clear. But about 2 hours after the takeoff, their squadron leader reported that there were sudden problems in their compass. Their compass stopped working. They take out their backup compass, but the backup compass failed too. They can't determine their actual position. They asked the pilots of the other planes, but their instruments were malfunctioning too. Lieutenant Charles Carroll Taylor was the squadron leader. After the compass broke down, utterly confusing messages were sent over radio transmission. The weather starts worsening. At 4:56 in the evening, Taylor believes that their planes were flying over the Gulf of Mexico and that they needed to fly east to get back to Florida. So he commanded the rest of the planes to fly east. But some of the crew aboard the flight believed that they were already flying east of Florida and that they needed to fly westwards. Right after this order, one of those planes sent a radio transmission saying it shows that some of the crew members believed that they had to fly westwards to get back home. But the weather continues to worsen. It's soon sunset, then the darkness of night. At this point, it is believed that the planes were actually 370 kilometers east of Florida. At 7:04 p.m., we get the last radio transmission from Taylor. After this, all 5 planes are lost forever. Till date, we have no clue about these planes. What do you think? What happened to the crew of 5 torpedo bombers?
The Conundrums of Bermuda Triangle.
In today's video, I will try to solve the mystery of Bermuda Triangle. But first, let's understand that what is the Bermuda Triangle? One of the most heavily traveled shipping lanes in the world, located just off the east coast of Florida and Bermuda, is known as the Bermuda Triangle. Since 1950, when researchers first began recording disappearances there, over 100 ships and 300 planes have vanished without a trace, which has prompted countless theories about why this happens and what could be causing it to happen. Here's everything you need to know about the mystery of the Bermuda Triangle and how scientists are trying to solve it once and for all. The Bermuda Triangle, also known as the Devil's Triangle, is an area of ocean in which a number of planes and ships are said to have disappeared under mysterious circumstances. People also refer to it as the Devil's Sea, limbo of the lost or graveyard of ships. It is located off Florida, in between Miami, San Juan, Puerto Rico, and Bermuda Island. In one section, it covers an area 700 miles long and 500 miles wide. There have been many theories for what causes these disappearances, but none that has been proven. Here are some of them who or what causes these disappearances. There are 4 main theories on who or what causes these mysterious disappearances: natural disasters, human error, extraterrestrial activity, and extra-dimensional activity. Let's go over each theory. Natural disasters. Hurricanes were very common in these areas during World War II because of its location near Cuba and other islands where weather stations were not available at that time. So there was no way to warn boats and ships about incoming storms. Some say that with their low visibility, bad weather conditions, and limited technology, they caused many accidents in those days. Another reason could be strong winds such as tornadoes or waterspouts. Human error. Some say that human error could be another reason for these disappearances. Many people don't pay attention to warnings from meteorologists before crossing into stormy waters, especially if they think they can get out quickly enough without any damage to their ship. Also, many boats didn't have good equipment and navigation tools back then, so it could be possible that someone got lost or just went in circles. Extraterrestrial activity. There are many reports of UFOs being seen around Bermuda Triangle. Some people believe aliens cause these disappearances because they want to keep us away from their bases underwater or even abduct humans and take them back to their planet. Extra-dimensional activity. This is when something from another dimension crosses our dimension temporarily, causing disturbances in space and time. This could explain why compasses don't work properly when sailing through here. This would also explain why some boats appear again after disappearing for hours or days. I will explain dimensional activity in detail in another video, let's get back to our main topic. Remember, these all are theories, none of them are proven. Let's see what scientists say. A more likely explanation for ships and planes going missing in what we now call the Bermuda Triangle is because they were caught in powerful, dense fog banks and tropical storms. According to the Daily Beast, there are more shipwrecks and planes that have gone missing in so-called dead zones than ever could be explained by alien activity or supernatural forces. Plus, new satellite technology has revealed thousands of square miles of ocean that were previously uncharted, meaning there are probably a lot more shipwrecks out there waiting to be discovered. Plus, according to NOAA's Marine Operations Center, many disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle may also have been caused by human error or an unwillingness to share information with other crews when something went wrong. It's not aliens, it's just bad weather or pilot error or both. And while some conspiracy theorists might insist otherwise, NASA maintains that spacecraft sent to explore Earth's magnetosphere have never detected strange magnetic fields around Bermuda. No evidence of strong electromagnetic emissions from nearby water exists. Space probes looking for evidence of strong magnetic fields in Earth's atmosphere above such areas found none. In short, no science suggests that alien abductions or portals to another dimension exist in our own backyard, at least as far as we know. Talking of which, let me guide you on how to stay safe in the waters. Before you set out on your next seafaring adventure, learn how to stay safe on and around boats. Every year, hundreds of people die while traveling or working on sea vessels. Some have even gone missing inside what has become known as the Bermuda Triangle. However, these tragedies are avoidable. If you know how to stay safe on board, you can prevent these tragedies from happening. Here's a look at some common dangers associated with boats and how to protect yourself against them. Risks in crowded waters. In crowded areas like harbors and busy shipping lanes, boaters may not be able to respond quickly enough to avoid a collision. As such, accidents are more likely in these conditions than when you're sailing alone on open water. If possible, take precautions by avoiding congested waters altogether, or travel in larger groups so that ships will see your vessel from further away. You should also make sure that all members of your party are wearing bright colors for added visibility. Is it really that dangerous? In terms of airline safety, there's no evidence that flying into or out of one airport is riskier than another. However, airplanes and ships do occasionally vanish without a trace. But in most cases, these disappearances are due to mechanical failure or human error, rather than supernatural phenomena. For example, in 2009, U.S. Airways Flight 1549 hit a flock of geese during takeoff and lost power in both engines. Captain Chesley Sullenberger guided his powerless plane onto the Hudson River where all 155 passengers survived. Planes traveling over water often travel at lower altitudes, which makes them more susceptible to problems with weather and birds. So when you're on an airplane, it's important to know what types of hazards you might encounter so you can take steps to stay safe. For instance, if your flight is taking off from New York City in winter, ask yourself, how will I stay warm? What if my flight gets delayed? Do I have enough snacks? How much water should I bring? If you're flying somewhere unfamiliar, or even familiar, it's always a good idea to check local conditions before leaving for your trip, just like you would before leaving for work or school each day. Conclusion: why people still sail through Bermuda. Several decades have passed since these events, but people still sail through the Bermuda Triangle to try and solve one of its biggest mysteries. This has resulted in numerous theories attempting to explain why these mysterious events occur, with some believing that alien life forms cause these disappearances. In contrast, others believe that an area exists at sea where our known laws of physics do not apply. However, there is no concrete evidence for either theory. We will probably never know what really happened here, but we can be certain that many ships and planes were lost here without a trace under unexplained circumstances. It is a mystery which continues to fascinate those who visit it or read about it from afar. As long as humans continue sailing on Earth's oceans or flying above them, we will continue trying to find answers to what lies beyond our grasp. What do you think? Do you think aliens are responsible for these disappearances? Or perhaps something else entirely? Leave your thoughts in the comment box.